on August 8, 1963, one of the biggest and boldest crimes in British history took place in Buckinghamshire, England. This famous heist would become known as the Great Train Robbery, and it showed just how far criminals would go when they had a clever plan and the right skills. The thieves went after a Royal Mail train going from Glasgow to London, but they weren't interested in letters. They were after the bags of money being sent to banks. Because of a holiday weekend, there was way more cash than usual on board. £2.6 million, which would be worth about £50 million today. That kind of money was too tempting to ignore. The mastermind behind it all was Bruce Reynolds, a smooth-talking criminal who came up with the whole plan. He picked his team carefully, choosing people who were good at different things. There was Goody, who handled all the details, Ronald Biggs, who knew the right people, Charlie Wilson, who was great with money, and Buster Edwards and Roger Corddry, who had done similar jobs before. The gang spent months getting ready. They watched the train's schedule like hawks, learning when it stopped, how fast it went, and where it would be most vulnerable. They figured out everything, from how many workers were on the train to exactly when they should strike. They chose Bridego Bridge at Ledburn as their spot. It was just a regular railway crossing, but it would soon be famous for all the wrong reasons. On the night of the robbery, the gang showed up wearing masks and gloves. Their clever trick was to change a green signal light to red, making the train stop right where they wanted it. When Jack Mills, the 58-year-old train driver, stopped at the red light, the robbers jumped him and took over. They split up the train cars, keeping only the ones with money. While some gang members grabbed the cash bags, others kept watch, making sure nobody saw what was happening. But they did make one mistake. Their backup train driver wasn't very good at driving trains. This caused some delays, but they still managed to get away with all the money. They went to hide at Leatherslade Farm, where they split up the money. But they got sloppy. They left behind fingerprints, food crumbs, and other clues that would help the police find them. Detective Chief Superintendent Tommy Butler led a huge manhunt to catch them. The whole country was hooked on the story, following every detail as police chased the robbers across Britain and even to other countries. One by one, they caught most of the gang. Goody, Buster Edwards, and Bruce Reynolds all ended up in jail. But Ronnie Biggs became super famous because he broke out of Wandsworth Prison in 1965 and went on the run, hiding in places like Australia and Brazil. The Great Train Robbery is still talked about today. It shows up in books and movies, and people are still amazed at how these criminals managed to steal so much money in one night. Even though they eventually got caught, their story has become a legendary part of British crime history,